just get rolling. The conversation starts flowing. But I think I don't know. I mean, obviously, Saquon looked like Saquon.
Yeah, he's
I
always
saw a lot of promising things. I saw more promising things from what I watched. I saw a lot of more promising things from the defense than I did the offense. That was just
guys
me.
look great.
Yeah, the defense looked phenomenal in my opinion. But yeah, that's just it.
I'm just afraid it's a repeat of our last season after the Super Bowl, and even in 2019, where it just seems like it takes a whole season for both sides of the ball to play well in the same game.
Yeah, I look, I understand, but again, first of all, just being a classic Eagles fan, uh,
Remember when 2023 happened and I said we were in for that huge collapse, and it happened, and I was right?
yeah, remember when I said, "Hey, Jalen will be fine. Everything's gonna be fine." And
He wasn't fine that year. Didn't work out at all.
okay, well, remember last year we won the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't look like last year.
Okay, well, it's week 2. That's what I'm saying.
Sure, but I would like, yeah, you know what? Because it's a lot better to be doing this kind of complaining at 2-0 than 0-2 like Kansas City, but we just don't look nearly as good as Buffalo or even Green Bay looks. It's like that's to be expected. You know, you're coming off the Super Bowl, you lose a lot of players, you lose a lot of coordinators, but still, I don't think it's too much to ask for at least some semblance of consistency. I mean, our quarterback's only thrown 250 yards over 2 games. I mean, at a certain point, that's not the coordinators. These guys have been playing together for 3 years now. At some point, you think they get on the same page by a week 1 or week 2 in year 3 of being together.
Sure, but again, I think it's just overthinking, and I think it's just I don't think it's nearly as bad as people think it is.
I don't think it's nearly as bad, but it's it's not it's not a secure 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like 2024, like last year when we were sitting and winning like 8 games in a row and felt unstoppable. And I'm not expecting that at week 2. But a solid quarter of consistent football would go a long way.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very sloppy game.
Yeah, I mean, we're just lucky Kansas City looked a lot worse.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I think they're asking a lot tougher questions than the Philadelphia Eagles are right now. But and then the week before, week 1 game. I mean, again, that was the opposite where defense looked absolutely lost. But then our offense, they found the points when they needed them against Dallas. They went like 3 drives in a row. Now the rain delay threw everything off and no one scored after that. So, but weather's a part of football. But the offense looked, at least in the first half of the Cowboys game, right where it left off from last season. The stats weren't there, but you're watching the game. They're making the conversions they need to. They're making the smart plays. They're falling forward. Football isn't always about the box score, but I don't know. Week 2, they looked like they just didn't even have a playbook. They're just kind of like, yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. But
Yeah.
if they can both get on the same page, even by because I mean, a lot of other teams are figuring it out. I mean, because I mean, I'd rather be us than because the Bengals, they're 2-0, but Burrow's out for 3 months. I'd rather be our 2-0 than their 2-0.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the schedule is only going to get tougher. We got a tough stretch of games coming
It
up
could be
against.
it could be the Vikings and have, Justin Jefferson, and guess who's gonna be throwing to him in next Sunday?
Oh yeah, well,
Your favorite quarterback of all time.
maybe it's Wentz-wagon time. Maybe channels this Fitz magic. He gets it going. I don't know. Can't be any worse than JJ McCarthy.
I
Honestly,
mean,
how proud he
what
looked.
a joke. What a joke. Oh, just I mean, I know it's not Philadelphia, but God forbid we go off topic for 1 second and talk about the
I
monstrosity of football in
The
Minnesota.
only thing I'm gonna say about JJ McCarthy is he's coming into his basically rookie year off a torn ACL, and he wasn't a guy asked to do a lot in college. He was handing it off, kind of akin to Hurts sometimes last year, where Saquon's the star of the show. Sometimes it's best to give your best player the ball. That's not a diminish of your talents. It's just sometimes the best way to move the chains forward is out of the backfield. And so he's coming off this. I think if I looked at it right now, do I think JJ McCarthy is a future Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer, future All Pro? No, probably not. But we have also seen a lot of quarterbacks who are elite now, like Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, look pathetic their rookie years. So
Exactly.
let's give them more than 2 weeks. Let's give them more than 2 weeks. I mean, a lot of guys have looked worse than that after their first 2 weeks. I mean, gee, like even going back
Could be
for
Spencer Radler.
yeah, but I mean, but I mean, even
You
going back
could be Spencer Radler.
earlier, like early history, like it took Terry Bradshaw like 4 or 5 years to figure out what the hell he's doing, and he's a 4-time champion, and he's in the Hall of Fame, and you hear him every game day. So some guys are late bloomers, and he's probably dealing with more responsibility in an NFL offense than he was ever asked to do in college off a torn ACL. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just quarterback situation is really weird this year too. I mean, you have like the whole Tua situation in Miami as well.
If he looked great,
Yeah,
he looked great on
yeah. I mean,
Sunday. I mean, a complete flip from the Colts game. He looked
like
like he looked like he had
people were
four
talking
odds
about that
instead of zero, whatever he had on Sunday. He wasn't seeing anything. Had to
people
start
were
fantasy, of course I did. By the way, sitting here with a fantasy team with a combined 10 points, starting 2 different quarterbacks in 2 weeks. Because Justin Fields gets me like 29 on my bench week 1. I'm like, oh, let's start him. No, gets me 3 points, has a concussion, and like goes 3 for 11 against the against the Bills. So
I don't even know how I did in fantasy. I didn't even check. To be honest, I didn't even set my lineup. To be fair with you. So honestly, let's just for the sake of argument. I'm also made a pick 'em. I picked the Vikings to beat the Falcons, which I didn't think was a hot take, and I didn't think that was a bizarre thing to pick. I didn't think it was a bizarre pick.
what, the
Uh,
Falcons?
no, the Vikings over the Falcons.
That's not a ridiculous pick. I mean, they were
I know.
one team won 14 games last year.
I know. I'm saying the Vikings are mediocre and they suck.
I don't think they're I just think that they honestly should have hung on to Darnold for 1 more year. They should have just franchise tagged him. McCarthy's not ready, and that's fine. But anyways, let's get back on the topic with the birds. So here, let's go. Let's go like in the doctor's office, on a scale 1 to 10. 1 being we're chilling, 10 being like DEFCON 1. What's the panic
Black
meter?
flag.
Because I'm only at like a 4 right now. I'll put that.
If I like, I mean,
I'm at like a 4.
on a bad day or on like a good day,
Like you're coming out of this, we're 2 and out.
like DEFCON 5, like
Yeah, like 10 is like trade Hurts, send AJ Brown back to Tennessee, like Jalen Carter, send him to Canada. I don't know. Like sell the team is like 10. And then one is like now we're chilling, dude. Like we're unstoppable.
3, 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm at like a 4, like maybe a 5. And I think it's just kind of PTSD of seeing this happen before. Like after they
But yeah,
17, they were really consistent in 2018, and it happened 2 years ago. So I think it's trying to separate a team that very obviously needs time to get on.
Philadelphia way is just to be let down.
It's in our
But
blood.
not like it's just yeah, but you're coming off a Super Bowl year. I remember this in the 2018 season too. Everyone was saying Super Bowl or bust. You have to remember something. And I know I hate to be a Debbie Downer here, but it's very hard to go back to back
Yeah, when they like,
in the NFL.
and this is
Only
we
happened
talking about
a
winning.
handful of times.
There are only a couple teams that have even just gone back. But this isn't
Exactly.
even talking about winning 2 in a row. This is just making 2 in a row.
We're talking about, like, just being a contender. Like, you remember the Broncos when they made the Super Bowl and then the next year just missed the
10 years without
playoffs?
making
Yeah.
the last year was the first
Yeah,
time they made the playoffs since Peyton Manning.
exactly. Another team with a promising quarterback, out
Bo
of
Nix.
Denver. Bo Nix, man,
You
looking a
think Bo
little
Nix is the guy?
he's looking sharp.
He's not. I don't think he
He's
looks as
looking
good as
sharp.
he did last year, but he looks like a good starter. I think again, I don't think Bo Nix is like a future MVP or anything. I'll happily eat my words, but I think he's a really good, solid guy, and I think he can get you to that promised land if you have a lot of luck in the right team.
You throw him on, like, the level of, like, maybe like a Jared Goff, like, top,
Yeah.
like, potential.
If you're talking Jared Goff on the Rams, yeah. Jared Goff on the Lions. Ooh, dude, he knows how to sling it. He just dropped 52 last week.
Yeah.
He
I'm
knows
not
how to
talking about
sling it.
Jared Goff last
And
week. I'm
everyone
just talking
said that Goff's got to do it without Ben Johnson. Well, he just did it to Ben Johnson. So,
sound like Skip Bayless. He did it to Ben Johnson.
so anyways, you were going on earlier about Philly. It's in our blood being let down. Philly's expectations.
Philly's expectations. So I think the magic number is one as of right now, as of at
We did lose
9:35
yesterday.
p.m. Right. At 9:35 p.m. on September 15th, the magic number is one, I believe, to win the NL East. They're in the playoffs. They play tonight. They play the Dodgers in actually about half an hour. So I think I'm going to stay up and watch them possibly clinch the NL East. But look, yeah, what a comeback just just from the collapse that they had. And then coming back and just, obviously the addition of Durham and having Bader show up and being just absolutely phenomenal, I think is just helps immensely. I think.
Because
I,
I don't have the schedule in front of me. Is this Dodger series the last series of the season?
no, no,
How many more
no.
games do we have?
Somebody probably has the answer. It's I don't know. I think it's like three more series. So they play the Dodgers, and then they go to Arizona for a 3-game series. Then they go to Miami, or I'm sorry, then Miami comes to Philadelphia to play us, and then that's it.
We got
Dodgers,
Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Marlins, Twins.
Twins, yeah.
So
So
Schwarber only needs 7 more homers to break Ryan Howard's record. Schwarber's sitting at 52. This is before the game starts tonight. And Ryan Howard, 58. So Schwarber's 6 away from tying, 7 away from breaking the record. Think he does it?
yeah, probably,
You think so?
probably. The 5-year-old in me says no because I love Ryan Howard. He's my favorite athlete ever. So I kind of don't want to see it, but every record's meant to be broken. So I kind of am excited to watch.
See, but on the other hand, if it's going to get broken, I'd love it for it to be by Schwarber.
What would they like it to be?
Because if the next guy comes in like 20 years and tries to break that record, I don't know if I'm going to like that guy as much as I do Schwarber.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only, like, big concerns that I have is that it's just, Trey Turner being out. You know, um, Alec Boehm, I believe, is on a 10-day IL, so maybe that gets a little foggy. I mean, they're probably gonna win the NL East. They've already made the playoffs, so he'll be back by the playoffs, I mean, um, but yeah, just the pitching has just really improved. I mean, Nola was amazing against New York.
I know, even had Fangio commenting.
Yeah, turning back the clock. Yeah, no, turning back the clock with that, like, right there, that so, just yeah, just a great, just very pumped for this Phillies team. I do think the stakes are higher this year because I think if you don't get it done, I mean, it's just so much money
Yeah, because when they
invested.
did it 3 years ago, it kind of felt like well, it was a Cinderella run. I mean,
Right,
when they made it, and
right.
We ended up losing to the Astros, but, at the time, at least myself, it was like, "Oh, well, it was a nice surprise. I wasn't even expecting to get close to a World Series that year." But now there's actual expectations there. Now it's gonna be a little disappointing if they don't.
Yeah, is it momentum or is it like or is this gonna keep till October? Because that was the question, and that was the biggest thing in 22 was then, and the bats were just insanely hot, and then by the time they got to Houston, they just weren't hot enough.
Yeah, what gets you there eventually loses you.
Well, I've been saying this for the past 5 years. That's gonna happen when you have a lineup full of power hitters,
You get
and
cold.
they also spent, I believe, $500 million on a lineup full of power hitters, so
Yeah,
if you don't get a
absolutely.
World Series out of it, I'm gonna be a little bit upset as a Phillies fan because you spent all this money and have nothing to show for it, except now you're $500 million in the crapper. So,
Bring back Dollar Dog Night is what you're saying.
no, don't bring back Dollar Dog Night. Here's a hot take. Here's a hot take, and a lot of people are gonna get upset about this. I hate Dollar Dog Night.
Well, you hate hot dogs.
I'm not a hot dog guy. I don't like hot dogs. If you like to watch how
Un-American,
they're made,
honestly.
I don't think it's un-American. I love a good cheeseburger.
Of
Look, if
course
you're
you
gonna
don't,
give me a
because you're
burger,
at fault here.
if you're gonna if you're gonna give me a plate with cheeseburgers and hot dogs, I'm
You
gonna
need
take a
both.
cheeseburger.
You need the yin and the yang.
I don't need the yang. The yin and the yang is the fries, the burger and the fries.
No, no, the fries are the two little circles in the yin and yang.
I think the circles are part of the yin and the yang. I think the yin circle is part of the yin and
No, yeah, yeah, but I'm just talking on your plate. You
but
need a
not
dog,
not even
you need a burger, you need some fries.
no thanks.
Not even with a little bit of, like chili, nothing on
No.
it.
What are we in Ohio's? What are we, Cincinnati?
They do chili dogs everywhere.
I know, but that's like their thing. It's like hot chili cheese dog.
Yeah, but they do Skyline. That's more soupy.
There's a Skyline in Orlando, actually.
It's not that good. Although to be fair, I've only bought it at the grocery store. No,
Well, it's also like
Skyline.
uh well, I can't imagine it's good. I mean, it's what, like spaghetti and chili, right?
Well, in the store they just sell the cans of chili. The same they would like Hormel or anything.
Well, then I don't think you can give an opinion on
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like to be
Skyline
fair,
chili.
that to be fair, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to be fair, I haven't been to the actual place, but I've gotten the
Right.
stuff available at the store, and I was not impressed.
I'm not dying to try it. I'll say it. I'm not dying to try Skyline chili.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for the first time in a while, at least regarding the Phillies and the Eagles, we're in a good spot.
Right.
But
But back to Dollar Dog. The reason I don't like it is because um it's not even about the fact that I don't like hot dogs. I mean, that's obviously plays a factor in it, but I think it's more the fact that when you go to the game, it's so crowded. You can't there's lines everywhere and people are just trying to get hot dogs. First of all, they're not
yeah,
giving
God forbid a guy pays $1 for a hot dog.
yeah, but it's like everywhere. It's the lines, the lines, the lines, the lines. The problem, like the chicken and peach line is already a problem at the Citizens Bank Park. People wait 3 innings for for fries. For Old Bay seasoned fries. They're delicious. They're
I've
amazing.
been
The
one of those
cheese sauce,
idiots.
you
I've
dip
done
it in the
that.
cheese sauce. You have to pay for the cheese sauce. That's a scam in itself. I'll get to that later, but it's
That's
just
why we need Dollar Dog Night. It's not a scam. You pay $1, you get the dog.
no. If you want to do a dollar night, you do dollar beer night. You want to do something American. You want to call
No,
me un-American, you make dollar beer night.
no. Dollar Dog Night, 10-cent beer night.
No, Penn State beer night was like a tragedy. Like I think
No, I saw this video. I forget which stadium did it. It was back in like the 70s when they did a 10-cent beer night, and it was like something ridiculous, like 25 arrests or something.
yeah, people went like they didn't even give a crap about baseball,
They
but
went to
people
the
went
10-cent beer.
it was just yeah, like people like our age or like around our age, like that, like just we're going out to the bars instead of hitting the bars. They were like, well, it's cheaper for us to get into this baseball game. I think it was Cleveland.
It wouldn't
Like
surprise me if it was like Cleveland or like the Brewers.
what is technology? 10 cent. beer night. Yeah, it was the Cleveland Indians. It was June 4th, 1974. Uh,
The last time America was a country.
People stole the bases. They never found them. There was damage on the field.
Well, that's why we need to do another 10-cent beer night so we can find the bases.
Well, the dollar dog night, people just ended up throwing the hot dogs around. That's why we need this.
Because there are probably people like you who don't like hot dogs and hate America. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think dollar beer night. I'm more American than you.
10-cent beer night.
10-cent beer. You know what? In this economy, in the big 2-5, let's do it. Let's
Use
do
the
that. We're
term.
that 10-cent beer night.
But earlier we were talking about the yin and the yang. We had the yang, we had the high hope of the Phillies and the 2-0 Eagles start. Gotta talk about the yang. What the hell are the Sixers doing?
Excited about the Sixers. That's what people don't realize. I actually am like really excited about Sixers basketball. And I'm a little upset that we didn't get to cover them first. The Eagles, whatever. We played the Chiefs already. No, I'm kidding. But
I feel like the problem is that, again, we're in the big 2-5, and our entire season binges on Paul George and Embiid at least hoping to combine play 60 games.
okay. The stars align. It's a blue moon. You got a healthy Embiid. You got Paul George. You got Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jared McCain. Like you got a good star-studded. You got a great backcourt. I mean, a lot. I mean, it's a guard heavy game now.
Yo, sponsor me.
Yeah. It's a big.
There are a lot of big names there, but are they really still big names in 2025?
Well, VJ Edgecombe is because he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He's kind of.
I'm saying, like, and again, I love Embiid. I'm one of the staunchest Embiid defenders. But I don't know. I could barely hope on him to stay healthy and finish the season 4 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's just it. If he doesn't stay healthy, look, I think if he doesn't play more than like
We need
game,
we need at least 50 games out of Embiid.
yeah, if he plays like less, I was gonna say like 40, 45 games. If he plays like less than that, I think he needs to like probably retire at this point.
I don't
Who's
disagree, and it hurts so much to say, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's who's gonna sign. Who's gonna sign it? Like teams don't need a center really anymore. Teams aren't dying to get a center nowadays.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of
Think
teams
about
that
it.
are
There's only
them.
a handful of centers. Yeah, I know. There's really only think about the handful of centers that have come out in the past 10 years or so. I mean,
You got some good ones though.
Wemby, Jokic,
Embiid.
Marcus Cousins. Pat.
Yeah, you got Cat, and then you got some really good guys too. You got Zubac on the Clippers. You've got Capella. You've got Steven Adams.
Compared to like the amount of guards and forwards that I could name in the past 10 years.
Well, you're also gonna
Come out,
have
you know what I mean?
you're also gonna have so much more range when you're talking about those positions because they don't need to be as tall. There are gonna be a lot more 6'3" players in the NBA than there are 7-footers, just because that's a rare find. So when you find a generational center like a Jokic or an Embiid, you don't want to give up on them because you're waiting time to find another one.
Even with that as a factor, still like the game is just not required for a center anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's
I
just.
think Jokic and the Denver Nuggets prove you wrong.
But I think Jokic and the Nuggets have a system that only work for Jokic and the Nuggets.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work without Jokic.
I don't think you could throw Ivan Zubac into like the Nuggets playbook. And I mean, if you throw Zubac on the Nuggets, is he going to be,
No, I'm just saying there's still plenty of value for a center in the NBA.
Sure.
I
don't know. I don't see it as much as you.
The Timberwolves made it insanely far in the playoffs in back-to-back years because they just had a better front court than the teams in front of them. Like, they ran right over the Lakers because the Lakers couldn't match the size of Randall and Gobert. They kept going from there, and yeah, they ran into the buzzsaw of Oklahoma City, but I mean, they won the championship. Who didn't run into that buzzsaw?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but you look at Cleveland, you look at Orlando, even the Sixers at this point, they're all stacking up in their backcourt. They're not stacking up on centers.
Well, I think the Sixers should be. We need a good backup for Embiid.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not
no,
going to be up
obviously.
there 82.
But that's just not how basketball is, at least at the pro level. So
So
that
you need one. You don't win a championship without a good center.
I need $1 million. I'm not going to get it, you know?
No, but if you want to win a championship, you need a good center.
Yeah, but I can't change. Yeah, but that doesn't change you can't change that. That's true, but that's not the way basketball is now.
No, but I'm still saying they still have plenty of value and you still need them. They aren't the focal
Sure.
point anymore. You aren't dumping it into the post for 20 seconds to Shaq anymore, but you still need a good center to win it all. And so we're getting off topic. The point is that we in 2025, we are still counting on Joel Embiid to be healthy enough to win us a championship.
I think Embiid is still a top 10 player in the Big 2-5.
I think when he's healthy and he's playing, he is. Now, I think he's
Healthy.
slipped. I think he's slipped a little bit. I think he's much closer to 8 or 9 than he was 3
Yeah.
years ago when he was 3 to 4, but top 10 is still top 10. I mean, those guys change every
And even like
3 games.
And be that as it may, I mean, think about how many centers decline when they reach their 30s. You know what I mean? You got
But they aren't as skilled as guys like Embiid. He's got great
Exactly.
touch, he's got a great jumper, he's not a risk from the line, he hits his free throws. The only thing that's really been hurting Embiid is his rebounding's gone down, but
was surprised. Embiid lasted longer than Boogie.
well,
I feel like that's a hot take, but
Boogie got drafted in 09, so Boogie had already been in the league 7 years before Embiid played a game.
when he was like so athletic and like Embiid was like still so injury prone and like I don't know, I just thought if Boogie was gonna be like
Boogie was undersized, though. Boogie was only like 6'10". That's the problem with centers like that. Like, we saw it happen with Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was only like 6'10", best center in the league for like 8 years, like unquestionably. But then, when he had that back injury and his jumping ability, which makes you equal to those taller guys, when you lose your verticality and you don't have the height, it's a rattle.
verticality.
But Embiid's still, I think if Embiid is healthy, I absolutely agree with you. He's a top 10 player. But the thing is, it's always an if.
Verticality a word.
What do you think? You think the Sixers win 50 games this year?
Do I think do I think
Sixers win 50 games?
I'm gonna say 55 and 27.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give us like I'm gonna go 45-37.
I think assuming the stars align, I think the Sixers can make a deep playoff run.
Hopefully. It's probably their last chance with this core, at least.
I would say so, yeah. It's the last chance before everything. And I hate the fact that they brought back the jerseys from 2001 right when they need like fan attention.
Oh, that's exactly what.
Rather than when we were like actually like hey, we can actually win a championship. Like we actually have like
Josh Harris
actually
can
can
work.
all he cares about is just that disgusting franchise in Maryland.
Well,
In
Dame
Washington.
Daniels might miss a couple games. He got hurt yesterday. Or he got hurt on Thursday against Green Bay.
Why are so many quarterbacks getting hurt?
What's up?
Why are so many quarterbacks getting hurt with their cleats?
My personal opinion, I think it's because guys don't play in the preseason. I think their bodies aren't used to those reps. They take a big hit after not taking one since, if you're a good team, January. If you're not, since December, you're going 8 months without a shoulder to the chest. Yeah, I mean, you're not ready to brace for those hits. You're not ready for that physicality. And Jane Daniels is a skinny guy. He doesn't, he's not like Hurts. He's not squatting 600 pounds. He's not like Josh Allen. He's not a tank. But I mean, Jane Daniels is good, but I mean, he's got a frame where those hits are gonna start to add up. He doesn't have that big frame. He's pretty
And he's
skinny
only,
for back.
and he's only proven himself for a year or two, so it's not like
What would he
keep getting
proven?
hurt like this.
He's pretty scary. I mean, I'm more scared of him than I ever was of Dak. Probably the scariest guy to have in the division since like Romo and Eli retired.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, because I guess
Quarterback
you
position?
could put. Well, I mean, even in general, like you could put Micah Parsons up there, but he's gone now.
The
So
quarterback is it, or just in general? In general,
I'm saying like we could branch out to in general.
let's say Saquon,
Well,
New York Saquon.
but he's on the Eagles. Oh, New
Yeah,
York.
like New York
He was
Saquon.
never healthy playing us.
Yeah, that's fair.
We barely ever played him.
Um,
But yeah, I mean, but I think Jaden Daniels is up there. And again, it's only been a year, but I mean, just based off his year, and if he keeps that up, even if he regresses a little bit, but if he plays around that level, I mean, he does that for a while. He's gonna be as scary as Eli or Romo were when we were kids. He's gonna be he could be as scary as a 2014 Romo, 2013 Eli.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, I am unashamedly glad that Parsons is out of the division.
That's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
Fantastic.
Sensational.
But yeah, those 01 Sixers jerseys, I don't know. I feel like it's too little too late.
I want my ass for him. Like I was asking for those in high school. I remember. Like I was like, well, they need to bring those back.
Well, remember when and I ended up liking the Boathouse Row jerseys, but like they were teasing them, and we all thought the Boathouse Row jerseys were going to be the L1,
Yeah,
and then they ended up being their own thing. And I didn't hate them. I actually liked the Boathouse Row, but they were unpopular because they weren't what people wanted. They're like 5 to 6 years too late on the O1 jerseys.
I'll still take it. I'll still take one.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But I mean, 2021 would have been perfect. 20-year anniversary.
I don't know the 25th. I don't know why they're advertising it as the 25th anniversary of the time that we lost in 5 games to the Lakers.
Well, I mean, because it's been 42 years since we've won a championship. So,
I know, but they should have done something for like the I don't know, the 40th year the 40th anniversary of the '83 team.
no, Josh Harris, no, not allowed.
Exactly. That's the biggest problem with this franchise, with this basketball team.
It's one of them, definitely. That you can point to more than just the owner, but it starts with the owner. It starts at the top.
Below. I agree. And then the Flyers,
They exist. They
well,
play
yeah,
hockey.
exist. They're
The people
team.
are back.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say that they do have a little bit of news. They did trade Ivan Fedotov to the Blue Jackets. I probably butchered his name there, but traded him to the Columbus Blue Jackets for a 2026 sixth round pick.
I just feel like it's so hard to get hyped for the Flyers. The Flyers have been like 3 years away for the past like 20 years.
When the teams across the street are like 20 times better, it's like having it's like having like an Applebee's or right across the street from like a Ruth's Chris. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you want to talk about bad ownership. It's the Flyers. Flyers ownership makes Josh Harris look like the greatest owner of all time.
yeah, well, I mean, it's Tomcat. I think we talked about this on the previous episode.
Sell the team,
It's a
come
bad
back.
cable company. Yeah, just sell the team. Not to us. We don't have the money.
On Demand was 20 years ago. What have you done for me lately?
I know. On demand. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, there's just I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not a huge hockey guy. I just feel like there isn't much to talk about with the Flyers.
Absolutely isn't. I mean, literally,
Just feels like they didn't
right.
send in play.
That's the biggest thing is like maybe Carter Hart's coming back and maybe he's going to be decent or like but maybe he's going to be like kind of good.
But it feels like the Flyers have just been running in place since the bubble.
Yeah. That's
They're just like, what's there to add? There's been nothing.
it's like once like they didn't get past the Rangers that one year. It's like what was
Like everyone,
that?
everyone gets so mad at WIP for just doing nothing but talking about the Eagles. So it was like, well, what else is there to talk about?
What else would you like me to talk about this? They're like,
They're the only ones that have won in the past 15 years.
I give a lot of love to the Phillies.
Oh yeah, but I mean, everyone loves the Phils.
Yeah.
They got affordable tickets. Baseball's an easy to follow game. It's just hard to catch all the games.
Or we start being less affordable once Red October hits, but
Yeah,
well,
but yeah,
tickets in
that's the
general,
problem.
like sports tickets, concerts, like any sort of ticket for any sort of event, like the prices are just through the roof.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if
Well,
you
it's
saw
like
like Ariana
world
Grande's it was like reselling for like 43 grand.
It's insane. But it's like even going to the top, like Super Bowl tickets. You haven't seen an average Joe at the Super Bowl in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like it's all the corporate sponsors. You rightfully give some tickets to the players and their families. You know, that's rightfully so. They're the ones in it. They deserve to have tickets. You know, Jalen Hurts' mom absolutely deserves to be there more than you or I.
Well, I don't know about I don't know. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But no, it all goes to corporate sponsors. Like I don't think you or I in our lifetime is ever going to be able to buy a Super Bowl ticket unless we win the lottery.
What if the podcast blows up?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if this catches on the Navy, that'd be cool.
Because we are doing a podcast.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if this podcast gets big, I'm gonna broadcast all over the entire city. Like I'm gonna take over every TV and Xfinity Live and just start chanting 10-cent beer night until it happens. Give the people what they deserve.
Sad beer night.
But it should be at a Sixers game. That's my hot take.
Well, we are doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I've been watching a couple podcasts recently, and like they always have to mention that they're doing a podcast. It's like they always say like this podcast, like they're like we're doing a podcast. I'm like I know, like I'm listening to it.
It's not even a podcast anymore.
Yeah, it's more like a talk show. But
But like it has nothing to do with the original terminology.
I don't know what the original terminology is.
It comes from like casting it on your iPod and everything. You know, and like being filmed. Like
Yeah, so lots to look forward to as far as the I mean, just as far as Eagles and Phillies.
yeah, the other two, I mean, Sixers are wait and see. I mean, the potential is absolutely there. I just, I don't know. They're harder to believe in than the other two, especially with the past 7 years of disappointment when they've been relatively healthy. But you know, it's possibly the last dance. So
'Cause with the Sixers, I'm fine if they want to rebuild. The thing is, I just don't think they have the passion to do it. I don't think the front office has the passion to actually go through and make like feasible trades.
well, they don't really have feasible trades.
They
Embiid,
don't have the. I mean,
Embiid, or
the only
Jordan
asset they have is
assets,
yeah. The only asset they have is really Tyrese Maxey.
and he's the guy you'd want to keep in a rebuild.
Yeah. According to some people, people think he's a liability on defense and yada yada yada.
He's a 6'1" guard. It's not like he's going to be defensive player of the year, but
Yeah.
but yeah. And
People try to compare him to Iverson. I think, and I think that's
well, Iverson wasn't a plus on defense either. He told that himself. It's just is you're never going to be a plus on defense at that height.
No.
You can try to mitigate the damage, but you're never going to be like a defensive player of the year, anchor the defense. You're you're not going to be a Tony Allen at that build, and that's fine.
Absolutely not.
That's fine. But so, anyways, let's just let's recap it all. So, Eagles have
Doing a podcast.
Yeah, we are doing a podcast. That is correct. Eagles, panic meter, not insanely high. I'd say 5 at the highest. I'm a little hesitant, but I'm not ringing the fire alarm just yet. I'm not scared just yet.
I've been rocking with Jalen Hurts through the mud. You know this.
Mhm.
Everybody knows this. I think we're gonna be just fine.
The Phils are looking to make some noise. I think they can. I definitely think they can.
Get it right.
Schwarber's got a good chance to break Ryan Howard's record. I think that'd be magical. I think that'd be awesome.
Spend $500 million on the top of the lineup. Figure it out. That's my take on the Phillies.
Yeah. Flyers, they're there. They exist.
The Flyers they have cool colors. The black and orange is a cool color scheme. Comcast sucks. The bills are too high.
And then
So
the Sixers, the most mysterious of the four.
the mysterious
The Enigma. Let's call them the Enigma.
G.
Do they finally figure it out? Are they healthy? Do they win 55 games? Do they make it conference finals, maybe a finals? Or is it a repeat of last year where we're lucky to win 30? Everyone falls apart by Christmas. Uh, we're looking at where we're sending Embiid. We're looking at how much we have to give up to get off Paul George's contract. I mean, there's a lot of places the Sixers can go. They're not the most hopeful, but I feel like if you're looking from an outside perspective on the city of Philadelphia, the Sixers are probably the most interesting one there.
I think so. Yeah. They're the most young, like the most like up and coming, like young and exciting team. I think like they have a lot of young talent that I think you can look at.
They're an enigma.
Yes. Yeah, but
We watch all the
Assuming-
games and we don't know what's going to happen.
I know, but I like this VG Edgecombe guy. I think he's got a great attitude. I like his he's got that Mamba mentality sort of thing where he he's a winner. He wants to win. I know that's the stupid thing to say that he wants to win because everybody wants to win, but you know what I mean.
There's a reason I didn't say anything. I knew what you meant.
Killer instinct. I know, but I said it and it sounded much better in my head, and I sounded like an idiot. Which, granted, you could argue with that maybe on a bad day that maybe I am an idiot, but that I digress.
I have gigabytes of evidence proving you are. Don't worry, pal.
That's fine. It's never gonna get released to the public. So I hope not.
Release the episode.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
All right, let's get back on topic. So yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. Sixers, Enigma, Flyers, they're there. Comcast, Phillies, hopeful. Eagles following through 2-0. Tough schedule coming up. I think this is where they've already won. They're already proven winners. But this is where you try to prove to the world that you're not just a one-year wonder.
I think they can go back to the Super Bowl, and I think they can win it, especially if you don't have the Chiefs in the AFC. I mean,
well, I wouldn't count the Chiefs out yet. That one too, but I know
I wouldn't either. But still think we're number one, and I still think we're the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, we just got some tough slates. Let me pull up their schedule real quick because I just want to make sure I get this correct. I don't want to.
Next week is the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be a tough game. They gave us a tough one in the playoffs. Our next,
We get the Rams, Giants.
it goes Rams, Bucks, Broncos, Giants, Vikings. 4 out of
I
5
got a tough
teams
schedule, man.
were playoff teams last year. I think if you're sitting at those 5, we're already at 2-0. Even if we go 3-2 over that stretch, we're still sitting at 5-2. That's a great.
Assuming the Cowboys lose a few. I mean, because I don't know the Cowboys' schedule. I would have to
Yeah. But
look
yeah,
that up.
so we've got the next 5 weeks are going to be tough. 4 out of 5 of them were playoff teams last
The
year.
Giants, Commanders also lose a couple in there as well. Yeah.
And then going later, we've got the Packers, we've got the Lions, Cowboys again, Bears, Chargers, Bills. Those are going to be some tough games.
Yeah, look, we knew we were gonna get the tough schedule, and, this team, I think this team prepared for that as well. I think, I think Vic Fangio is a terrific defensive coordinator, and I think we saw that in, I think we saw that on Sunday.
Yeah, I think we should
The
be
offense.
thanking Christ that he's with us until he doesn't want to be. He's not going to go anywhere.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
think that's a lot more consistency than we had after the last Super Bowl trip, losing Steichen and Arizona's coach. Why did his name go right out of my head? But anyways, we kept one coordinator. That's one more than last time.
So, yeah. Yeah, so lots to think about, lots to look at, lots to look forward to, lots to think about, lots to not look forward to.
Lots.
Just not pay attention, not just lots to not just pay just not pay attention to.
It hurts to watch everything.
What was it? I guess for for the college fans out there, Penn State had no business playing Villanova.
They love doing that. Penn State hates playing
Put them on,
teams.
put them on the basketball court. Yeah, I know. Penn State loves playing cupcake teams and then acting like they're the
Hates
best.
playing winning teams. That's why they don't do it.
Notre Dame lost.
Yeah, I know. That was a hard one
to
for them. Yeah, 4th and goal. That's a tough
I know.
lose.
Um,
Rutgers
Temple.
blew 'em out. Road to the chip, baby. We're coming. We're coming hard.
Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knights, birthplace of college football. Be there. Coming home.
All right, let's wrap it up before we get into Rutgers lore.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I really think we should keep this. I mean, like, for the most part, we'll keep it to professional teams. But I mean, if people want to see some college stuff, if people want to talk about some college stuff, I'm not against that.
Yeah, no, it was just weird because I don't know, like Villanova got creamed by Penn State, and then Temple. There's that whole thing with Temple where they had to like sub in for Oklahoma's band or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up more on that. I just kind of checked the headline the other day. We have to get more details on that. But yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Just thought about it.
But yeah, I guess I mean, unless you have anything last to go, I kind of feel like I've dominated the episode today, so I don't want to leave anything you want to say unsaid.
That's ridiculous.
Talking a lot, but I'm kind of done here. You got anything else you want to wrap up with?
No, I think I was definitely better at talking, and we're doing a podcast, so
Big deal, yeah.
so I think I could talk good and give a good speech.
Vote for me.
So yeah, that's it. I'm not an idiot. Let's get that out of the way. All right. I got the last word in. That the episode's over. Goodbye.
I control the room. Haha.
No.
You can edit that out.
No, I don't care.
Or